Hello everyone, welcome back to Stocker Team Special. On this episode, I'll be talking about a major breaking news that just broke about FirstHoldCo PLC, which is the parent company of First Bank Holdings, First Bank Nigeria, and First Bank operation across different parts of Africa. We got an announcement by the chairman of the group, which was posted on X yesterday. And the announcement basically shed more light on why the company's profit declined by over 90%, and the First Bank chairman, Femi Otedola, Mr. Femi Otedola, actually gave much background. However, we're not just talking about his announcement and why maybe what he's saying is actually right or wrong, or why he's justified, or the bank is justified to have made a decision that actually led to the crash in the profit of the bank. What we are doing on this episode is to basically talk about the decision of the bank. What exactly is the likelihood that this bank will actually grow further, or this will actually be perhaps the beginning of a stronger performance to shareholders, a stronger performance for the company or the bank, and what should you be doing as an investor, and what do we think at Stocker Team? But before we actually go into analyzing what he said, let's actually hear from him. So First Bank is actually announcing that their profit for the full year 2025 declined by about 92%, which is a very, very alarming, shocking at the same time, and is also very, very instructive. So, according to a statement released by Mr. Femi Otedola, the chairman of FirstHoldCo, he said, "We decided to clean house properly. We took a huge one-time hit of about 748 billion to admit old bad loans instead of pretending they do not exist. That is why profit looks like it crashed by 92%. A painful headline," he said. "But it is a serious long-term move." Now, he said, "Why do this now? Because central bank is pushing banks to stop kicking problems down the road. So FirstHoldCo, quote, basically closed the chapter on messy loans from past years, which sends a clear message that borrowing has consequences and it helps rebuild trust." It went further to say, "The key point is this: our business is still strong. It made 2.96 trillion in interest income and 1.91 trillion in net interest income, which gave it the strength to take the cleanup and still stay standing," he said. Finally, he said, "Now at First Bank Holding or First Bank Nigeria and beyond, we go into 2026 lighter, cleaner, and better prepared for the recapitalization era and serious growth." And he concluded, "Bad loans cleared, plus strong income engine, plus long-term thinking is equals, in his own words, real value creation." Femi Otedola signed. Now, First Bank has taken this decision to write off this 748 billion trillion naira, for 748 billion naira in bad loans, and this has been taken off the balance sheet of the business of the bank. What does this actually mean for investors? On the positive side, it means investors or shareholders or partners of the bank or even lenders to the bank can now see a much more cleaner balance sheet. They can now see that the bank has some level of genuine asset quality. The bank credit rating is also going to improve because the banks also borrow as well. Lenders will actually see a much more leaner, meaner, and cleaner business they can bank on, they can actually lend to. Or for the bank itself, maybe on the positive side as well, the bank is now much more positioned to do deals from a cleaner point of view. So the bank is not having so much toxic assets, so much bad loans on his books, and is still going to actually ask for big deals, ask for big lending deals, underwrite a whole lot of risk. The bank will now much more open its eyes and its ears down before actually taking any further risk. Does this actually curtail First Bank's ability to take stronger risk or more calculated risk in the future? Yes, it does, because everything is now going to be scrutinized. Mr. Otedola took over this bank less than 2 years, or just a little over 2 years ago, and the bank has really done a whole lot of reorganization, a whole lot of personnel change on the board has taken place. A whole lot of older management and board in the group have actually exited, and perhaps this might actually mean that the bank is now a bit more cautious in the way they underwrite risk. That's on the positive side. The big question which I am asking in this video is that is this an actual reset or a replay of the old way of doing things? So we've had all of this before. We've seen even before the era we are now, we've had a capitalization exercise that took place during the former CBN governor, who is now the current governor of Anambra State, who, Governor Soludo, who was the governor of the central bank then. There was a recapitalization which, required an average bank to have about 25 billion naira in capital, and that capitalization saw a whole lot of IPOs, a whole lot of banks became bigger, a whole lot of mergers happened. But at the end of the day, this culminated into a huge spending spree, a huge loan bazaar that actually led to these toxic assets, piling up, not just at FirstHoldCo, but at other banks. So at the end of the day, FirstHoldCo or First Bank was one of the casualties who actually, received or maybe got a huge chunk of those bad credit, bad loans, and it actually dragged for so long. So if the bank is saying this is a reset for growth, this is a reset for long-term long-term performance, long-term value creation, it is yet to be seen. We have actually seen that the stock price of FirstHoldCo has actually done very well since Mr. Otedola took over. So that's a credit to him, and perhaps it's also a sign of confidence from not just investors, from the general financial market, considering where the bank is coming from. And these stocks actually did very well before this recapitalization, before this this reset, this charge off actually took place. So we are going to be looking at the stock price of FirstHoldCo. How has it performed in the last couple of months or years, which I've said is done better than before? What exactly is FirstHoldCo going to do to take this bank to the next level? Join me. So looking at the stock price of FirstHoldCo, First Holding Co, we can actually see that the huge move to the upside was around last year when we had so much more optimism into the stock. We also saw a huge move around July 2025, and the stock has been a bit stable. We've seen the stock underperforming this year. Perhaps maybe some I don't want to actually say anything outside of what I can see. Maybe some other people actually they anticipated this reset that the company said they've done, this charge of 758 billion naira in bad loans taken off the books, and the bank actually took the loss. Perhaps the bank has really prepared for this, and so maybe a whole lot of selling has gone on. So the stock really has underperformed its peers. So if you compare FirstHoldCo to GTCo has already done about 9%. GTCo moved to the downside towards the end of last year, but the stock has quickly regained much more value, and the stock is now trading at about 99 naira per share. Just in context, GTCo was trading roughly under 50 naira per share less than a year ago, and GTCO has almost doubled in value, making it the most valuable, bank stock or bank in Nigeria in terms of market capitalization. So, is this a movement, or is this an appreciation, or is this a plan for FirstHoldCo to also make more money for shareholders by making the bank look stronger, by making the bank much more stable with stronger asset quality? Because those are part of the bedrock of why GTCO is much more sought after by investors, why GTCO stock is much more seen as a valuable stock to actually own. So that's why I'm asking this question: is this a reset or a replay that is likely to happen? Can FirstHoldCo, can Mr. Otedola actually take this bank to the next level, to now basically not necessarily go toe to toe or head to head with the likes of GTCO in terms of asset quality, in terms of balance sheet strength and all that, but to be very, very strong in that full gas, which is First Bank, Union, Access, Zenith, and this group of elite bank stocks that we actually own, so that we actually see, is yet to be seen. First Bank has gone through this rough period. A whole lot of management changes has taken place, like I said, and we want to believe that this is likely a beginning of so many things. Whether this bank or this management is able to actually take First Bank to the next level is just to be seen. Also, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you actually think this plan, which has been executed to take off and take all this loss to the balance sheet of the bank, do you think is a good move? Do you think the bank should have actually tried to try and recover these loans either through lawsuits and every other means, or every legal means, of course? Or do you actually think that it's just very good for the bank to move on? They can't continue to stay in the shadows of the old First Bank, the old way of doing things, or of actually always thinking they can pretend that a problem is not there and the problem is still there. Do you think is also going to send a strong and positive signal to the investor community? It's yet to be seen. Only time will tell. That's why we at Stocker Team, we don't necessarily tell you what to do or what to buy. We basically also invest like everyone else, and we have a premium community where we share what we do, how we do it, and how we invest. Not financial advice, not actually any personalized financial guidance or licensed financial advisory. We just share what we do, how we do it, and we also share content about what we are doing and what we are achieving. So if you want to join that community today, I'm going to drop the link to be a member in the description of this video so that you become a member. And we have also launched our brand new website, which is actually perhaps one of the best out there in terms of how you can get investment knowledge, coaching, and guidance. Let me show you a few things. So here is Stocker Team Premium, in case you're actually wondering how it works. So we have premium videos, we have daily briefs, we have stock picks, we have alerts, special alerts, that goes to our members, onto access. So you can always access the website on any website, any device of your choice, any platform, and it's quite easy for you to be a member. We have all this special content for everyone, irrespective of your journey. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.